On this week's episode of The Video Store, Frank becomes an Inglorious Bastard, Josh performs his first and last summoning, and finally we look forward to getting our hands on some righteous gemstones.
Garlami.
Garlami.
Welcome to the Video Store Podcast. We review movies and TV shows and other things that we've watched. And we also look ahead at what's streaming on demand, out for rental, and in theaters.
The theaters.
My name's Frank.
And this is his cohort, Joshua.
Yes. Nice to hear from you again, Josh. Sounds like you had a nice Sunday fun day with our pre-podcast conversation. But let's not get into your personal life. Let's get into thoughts and trailers. I alluded to this last week that we started talking about the movie The Hunt and put a podcast out. 5 hours later, it was kind of a big story for like a day. Later. Yeah, like hours after I posted it.
The Hunt
is being shelved. I think this is silly. I'm
dumb as fuck.
I'm also very jaded about this type of thing. I think it could be a marketing ploy because out of all the people that know about this movie now, 90% plus of those people know about it because this movie's being temporarily shelved.
Right, because it trends on Twitter and shit like that. Again, I think this is fucking stupid. And mind you, I haven't seen the movie. If there's a scene in the movie where some dude runs into a Walmart with a gun, starts shooting people, maybe that's fair. I would say, I would agree. If it is a marketing ploy or a strategic, marketing tactic that they decided to utilize just because one person may have found it offensive and they were like, hey, man, this will definitely ramp this shit up. I think that's really sad and a really terrible way to abuse tragedies that are happening in our current day society. And I think as far as the movie goes itself, I think it should stand alone as a piece of, satirical art, which it is, and maybe keep the conversation going about guns and their existence and the laws that are current and why they aren't being addressed. But not to make this a serious podcast, Frank, but I just don't think that movies, just like they did with The Interview, I understand Kim Jong-un has no sense of humor, and it's just like, bitch, do not represent me like that. But it's just, it's art, and we've always been about freedom of speech, freedom of expression. If, things like NRA TV can exist, which it doesn't now, things like this should be able to exist and be released.
Well fucking said, man. The only thing I would add to that is, doing stuff like this feeds the notion that I think is clearly false, that this stuff causes violence.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
there's way worse things that that cause violence. How about like poverty and children that have no parents or left in orphanages or whatever it may be. I feel like there's a lot of other things that can cause violence. You know how much it costs to go to the movie theaters now, Frank?
Well, it's not even that. It's like our gun laws are different. All these other countries that don't have mass shootings have video games, have these movies,
right?
Celebrate them like we do. So it's just stupid. It's one of those the arguments that is so dumb that you shouldn't even have to defend your stance.
But America, Second Amendment.
Yeah.
I have the right to arm bears.
Yeah, I'm glad to see. We don't talk about politics enough, but I'm glad to see we pretty much are in lockstep, with our thoughts on that.
Yeah, mind you, I go and shoot guns for fun at the shooting range. Mm-hmm. But if it meant giving up that opportunity or having to go through a much more restrictive process to do so, meaning that it would be harder to obtain them, I'd be fine with that. But but I could go either way. I could shoot a pistol or a shotgun and get the same satisfaction. I don't need anything with higher capacity, higher velocity. Sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. I could get into that, but I'm not going to do it. Sorry, people.
Okay. And that's gun talk for the week.
Gun talk.
There are some movies coming out in the near future that we have trailers for that we want to talk about. The big one for me was the upcoming Dolemite Is My Name. This is a biography, comedy, drama. It's going to be a Netflix thing.
Biograma?
Yeah, the tagline is, when Hollywood shuts him out, multi-talented Rudy Ray Moore strikes out on his own to make the blaxploitation film Dolemite in 1975. This is directed by Craig Brewer, who hasn't really done much recently. He most recently, film-wise, did the Footloose remake that I have no intentions of watching. But around 2005 and 2006, he had a back-to-back run of Hustle and Flow, which I loved, and Black Snake Moan that I also loved. So
Snake Moon, very interesting.
Yeah, so this is behind a talented director. It's also the resurgence, the comeback of Eddie Murphy, which is exciting. Along with him is Wesley Snipes, who we have not seen in a while.
Because he's been in prison for tax problems.
Yeah, and then just a great addition. Some of the biggest names and big names in black comedy. You got Mike Epps, Craig Robinson, Keegan-Michael Key, Chris Rock.
Keegan-Michael Key?
Keegan-Michael Key. Okay. My bad. But yeah, just a loaded cast. Couldn't really get a feel for the tone or the quality of the movie on the 2-minute trailer I watched, but I'm excited for it nonetheless.
Fair enough. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. Bringing back people. I love Mike Epps. There's a lot of people in this that I really dig, brother.
Speaking of directors that dig things we like, there's a gentleman named Daniel Schneider. He did a film a couple years ago called Swiss Army Man that I don't know about you, but I
saw it. It's fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
It took me 6 to 10 years to watch, but I saw it finally on Netflix, and I was like, fuck, that is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think I saw it in theaters, actually. And I need to revisit it. It was a great, fantastic movie. Just a fucking warped sense of humor that I totally share with the filmmaker. Now, that's all I really needed was a poster saying from one of the directors of, that movie with a shot of a gentleman seemingly shooting fireworks out of his crotch and the title, The Death of Dick Long. I'm excited. This comes out in September. Its tagline is as follows: Dick died last night, and Zeke and Earl don't want anybody finding out. That's too bad, though, because news travels fast in small town Alabama. You saw the trailer. What did you think?
I did.
What do you think?
I think it's very stylistic, and it looks like a really entertaining story. I love situations like this. Seems compelling and fun. It's going to be great. It didn't really spoil anything for me. So, yeah, good stuff. I'm down.
And again, that'll be on September. Dolemite just has a 2019 release, so whenever Netflix feels like putting that out, they're going to do it. Our final trailer in this segment is The Kill Team. This one's going to be on October 25th. It's about a young American soldier in Afghanistan that's disturbed by his commanding officer's behavior and is faced with a moral dilemma. This is written and directed by Dan Kraus, who has done a couple of other things. The Kill Team was also a documentary, I believe, about this that he worked on. And he's done some other Netflix docs. What did you think of this trailer?
It looks very good. Alexander Skarsgård is just been really on fire lately in everything I've seen him in, and in the position of the commanding officer and the hate I think he's making you build for this character and the dilemmas and the intensity that he drives. I think it looks very compelling. So I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, the description of the commanding officer, troubling behavior, it made me think of his character in Hold the Dark. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a military guy, and he was in that fucked up situation.
Yeah, I think he's a little more vocal in this one, of course, but that's not hard because he probably only said maybe 8 words in that one.
Cool. All right, man. It looks. I'm not a big war movie fan, but it looked cool enough. I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know. It just seemed like it just sounded like a sentiment where someone goes, "How are you?" and the other person goes, "Okay."
Or someone's like, "Enjoy your movie," as they tear your ticket, and you're like, "You too." What? Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
moving on to what we've watched, I visited the theater to catch Lulu Wang's The Farewell, starring Awkwafina, an actress and musician.
Isn't that water?
That, also a fine actress. She was in, I guess you're not familiar with her.
Bottle of water.
Okay, keep that joke going. She was in Crazy Rich Asians and Ocean's 8 were her biggest movies.
Okay.
So, I don't know what to tell you. This is a drama about a Chinese family discovering that their grandmother has only a short while to live. And the tradition is that when someone has that happen, they don't tell them. They think it's more honorable to let them live their lives without knowing they're going to die. And this causes a lot of strife in the family, especially with Awkwafina's character, who is the only granddaughter of this lady. And Awkwafina plays the character Billy. And it's an interesting look into the, Chinese culture and just, like a new, like, I don't want to say, like a new view of like a dysfunctional family drama. It was really well done. Great performances, just like a beautifully shot movie and very well written. That like it's one of those movies, Josh, where like you think you have nothing in common with these characters, but it's such a big picture story of life movie where it hits like such big marks about life and death and things like that I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. One of my favorite movies of the year, in fact, and might end up like on my top 10 list. So highly recommend it if you are nearby a theater that is still playing it, because it's a limited release for the most part. Check it out. I think it's well worth the time and money it takes to go to the movies.
As soon as you said the word strife, the video of the squirrel, gonads and strife, gonads and strife.
I am not familiar with that one.
Oh man, that's from like the original internet. And then I was just playing the squirrel song in my head for like 15 minutes. But
sound like a very different genre from the film I'm talking about.
It's not a genre per se. But yes, it is a different thing. But anyways, not to shit on your movie. It seems like something you have to be in the mood to watch, though. Is that fair?
I mean, a lot of people thought that. No, it's not that dramatic. Like, it's not a rip your heart out kind of thing. It's a really sweet story. It's one of those good dramas that is also very funny. It's not as deep and heart-wrenching as I was expecting. It's just really fucking good.
Okay.
I think you can just watch it whenever you're in the mood for something good.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Employee Pick by Frank.
Hell yeah.
Boom. I finally saw Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And you saw this.
No, I just never... It's one of those movies that unless you tell me something good, I was not going to see it unless I saw it in theaters.
I think the storyline and plot line is a little weak, but you didn't need it to be very strong for what they were trying to do. Mm-hmm. And I think it was pretty good. It's a great monster flick. It's been a while since I've seen a very good come to life monster flick where you just kind of want to see these monsters battle. I don't know. It was way better, more so. I'm just going to keep adding other adjective like words. Mm-hmm. Then what was the kaiju?
Oh, okay.
Pacific Rim.
Oh, Pacific Rim, yeah. I mean, the first Pacific Rim was fun and silly. That's all I really want out of a Godzilla movie, is just for it to be fun.
This, I think, was very visually done just very well, and you could see a lot of what was happening and what was going on, even in these dark, ominous tones and a little bit disturbed scenes and interesting angles for these fights and things to happen in these characters. But they really brought a very large size to them. I think it definitely benefits to watch it on the biggest screen you can find it. If you can find that at Benji's at some point, that would be a fun popcorn Benji's movie.
Yeah, I think it ran its course. I mean, sometimes they bring back the old ones,
right? But
at this point, it's like in the second run theaters. Unfortunately, That's a shame. I think people just don't care about the IP anymore. There's so much going on with Avengers and Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just a good, sensible, strong movie with a main character that is only brought to life by the people who think they understand him or his purpose and things like that. Otherwise, without any tense, it's just kind of a monster movie, but it hits some good levels. I think it was fun, and Mothra was super awesome.
Sweet. So it looked good. Graphics you're saying held up.
Yeah, I think definitely check it out. It's a fun monster flick. It'll probably come to Netflix or some shit, right? Yeah.
It'll be streaming at some point, yeah. Were any of the side stories good? It sounds like you like the monster fighting and all
so
that,
the concept was that this one chick we're all very familiar with decides to take 11 from Stranger Things, which was kind of out of place for her. I get she's trying to get some other roles and things going on, but it's I don't know. She didn't really add too much to the story. They could have put a lot of other kids in that spot, and it probably would have been less distracting.
Interesting point. Yeah.
And not only that, then you're going to start comparing Stranger Things to Godzilla for no reason other than this, actress is in the movie. Mm-hmm. I didn't partake in any of that. I just kind of threw her to the side. She wasn't super relevant. The mom takes her they found some type of signal that can bring the monsters awake and alive, and they're basically within the earth and living there. But one of them, Monster Zero or whatever they call it, was actually originally an alien that had landed and initially fought these other monsters and then ended up in the earth. Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing.
That's a lot of backstory for a Godzilla movie.
No, there's the Monarch group that she was with, and then she left them and kind of went with this rogue dude who we are familiar with. Tyrion Lannister's father.
Oh yeah,
Tywin Lannister is the rogue dude who took this chick and 11 to go release these monsters, but then it turns out that the main monster they release can call up the other ones and summon them. It's some crazy shit, but it's fun. It's fun.
I'm gonna check that one out. So you're saying that's an employee pick? It's not like a take it or leave it?
No, I would say it's a good. It's when was the last time we've seen a good Godzilla movie? I mean, Bryan Cranston's awesome, but that one was kind of weak.
I thought it was okay. It was forgettable. Like I don't remember much about it.
I don't remember much about it either. This one, I think it held a little bit stronger.
All right, I like it, man. It's the first positive review I've seen about that, and you're going to convince me to watch it.
Cool.
As you know,
everyone else hates it, huh?
I mean, most people do, but I think people just don't care about
Godzilla. Fuck
you,
people.
Whoa, man. Why are we having this conversation? I'm rewatching all the Tarantino movies because I, off the top of my head, gave my rankings, and people are like, you're a fucking idiot. And I'm rewatching them, and I guess I am a fucking idiot because I agree with my off the cuff rankings for the most part. Most recently being the fact that I believe Inglorious Basterds is Quentin Tarantino's best movie. I watched it a couple nights ago. It is scene for scene perfection.
I don't disagree with that.
I think Brad Pitt and Christoph Waltz, every fucking line of dialogue each one of them say is amazing. I'm laughing or I'm cringing, whatever effect is desired, they get out of me easily.
I think a few of the side characters were a little underutilized, and they could have had these great stories that movie could have been another hour longer.
Well, that's a Tarantino staple where he does write out these characters. I was thinking about that kind of thing with the it's the French lady who was the friend of the filmmaker, the Nazi. I can't think of his name right now. It's you could tell that character has a lot of backstory. You can tell all of them. The Jew Bear, played by Eli Roth, and I forgot about Michael Fassbender, who I know you like.
Yeah,
he was great.
For sure, he was excellent.
Yeah, him and Diane Kruger, who them alone could carry a film, play in just 2 scenes. This whole that little espionage thing she's doing, and that was fantastic. And that weird laugh that he has at the Mexican standoff scene, that scene's so fucking good. And then the movie is loaded with scenes like that, where I feel like Pulp Fiction has a lot of down moments and characters I don't care about. I just think Inglorious Basterds is tightly done. He's gotten better at this point. I think this is where he's peaked, and I just fucking love this movie. It might be on my top 10 all time. It's a contender for one of my favorite movies ever. It's just fantastic, man. I fucking love it. It's on Netflix. If somehow you haven't seen it, watch that movie, please.
Garlami.
I could tell you. Dominic DeCoco. Like
Dominic DeCoco.
Remember?
Garlami.
Yeah, Garlami. Bon
Could you say it with me one more time? Garlami.
You gotta stop. I won't finish the podcast. Yeah. What's the movie about? In Nazi-occupied France during WW2.
About it.
Fuck
that. Go watch that bitch.
Good point. It's 10 years old, and it's probably the best movie in the past 10 years. And it's one of them. It's fucking great. Go see it again or for the first time. It's on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, you can find it like a bunch of other places. Also on Netflix is a movie you watched, Josh.
It's okay. So let me I was almost going to pull back your Inglorious Basterds, but it was too late, and I don't think we can go that off narrative and you still understand what's happening. But when we're talking about movies that fucking suck and people should hate,
yeah,
this is one of them. The first
Why
summoning.
Do you do this? Why do you keep doing this?
Why do I do this?
You watch these dumb movies that look dumb from the beginning. You watch this whole thing.
Fuck no, I didn't watch this whole thing. This was one that I probably watched a half an hour of, and I could have settled for 15 minutes. So I'm going to tell everyone right now, just watch the last 15 minutes of this movie, and I think you'll be okay. If you don't want to watch any of it, that's totally fine too. But it's a terrible Blair Witch type spin-off bullshit, camera holding, running shenanigan. Stupid people do stupid things, end up in stupid situations, and just a spoiler alert, they get fucking stabbed in the head with an axe at the end of it, all three of them, and then the movie's over. Boom.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was gonna ruin the fuck out of that movie, but it's worth watching that 15 minutes just to watch these dumbass motherfuckers get captured by whatever the fuck these people are doing out there. And then as they're just like, no, please don't stab me in the fucking head with an axe because that's probably a terrible idea. And it's like, nah, I'm going to do it anyways. Whack.
Okay, so you're not recommending First Summoning, though?
No, it's going to be the last Summoning because they'll never make another one. And if they do, that's sad.
How about MIB International?
Did you watch this?
No.
Frank?
Again, it was something. Godzilla and MIB came out whatever month that was. I was busy moving, and I didn't get to see my 1 or 2 movies a week in the theater. And it's also on the list. Unless you convince me, I don't think I'm going to watch it.
Frank.
Josh.
Frank.
Josh.
Frank.
Josh.
Watch MIB International. It's all right. It's not. It's for an MIB movie. You know what you're getting into, right? I mean, we all know how generally action-friendly, kind of PG, fun type of adventure that they put you on. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So I think that Chris Hemsworth and
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson, yes. I was going to be pissed if her name escaped me there. I think this was a fun sideline of that universe, and I think it's really leading towards Tessa Thompson ending up in a Will Smith MIB movie in the future, I think is what's going to happen. Liam Neeson plays kind of one of the overheads, and I think just generally the characters are fun. You like this pairing and this buddy cop situation between Hemsworth and Thompson, and I think for that universe, it's not a bad movie, and I think the initial bad guys are pretty fucking mortifying. I was like, damn, they're doing some fucked up shit. They kind of mess with energy in a way that's very interesting and done very cool. And our favorite dude from the first Twilight Zone episode and the Stuber movie is the voice of this little
Kumail
this little
Nanjiani.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that from the trailer.
Right, and I think he was pretty funny as well. So. I think it's a good one-time watch. Also a good family watch. I think, not terrible. I would say if it shows up on your radar, don't skip it.
Cool.
If you like the MIB movies in general.
I have the trilogy, bro. I got the trilogy.
Yeah. If you dig them, this is a good installment in that universe that I think is going to sideline into the main MIB universe.
Cool. I went old.
What's that sound?
Old. That's like cicadas or whatever, dude. Bugs. Killer bugs outside my apartment. They're coming to get me. So I used to watch at the beginning of the year. I was trying to I'm just going to watch the best movies. I'm not going to watch new dumb shit like First Summoning type shit. And I was watching a bunch of stuff on Canopy, and I know it's awful. Hey, Bugs, shut the fuck up.
We're doing a podcast in here. Can't you be a little more considerate?
Yeah, for real. So now I'm trying to expand my horizons more. The Killing is 1956 black and white film noir crime drama from Stanley Kubrick, of all people. Unlike most of his movies, The Killing's not like some mindfuck movie. It's pretty straightforward. It's about a crook named Johnny Clay assembling a 5-man team to plan and execute a daring racetrack robbery. And it's great. It's 90 minutes, which sometimes runtime will decide what I watch at the end of the night on streaming. This one's on Amazon Prime and a bunch of other spots. I think Canopy might have it as well. It really holds up, and it's one of the things I've learned as I watch movies from the 20s, 30s, 50s, and even the 40s. I don't know why I skipped over that. That it just great director, man, a great film. Just it's great storytelling, and it's going to be captivating, and that's what this is. It's very clever. It has some interesting characters. I think if you like Tarantino stuff, if you like Reservoir Dogs and stuff like that, you would like something like this. And I think it's something that I've been trying to get over, and I recommend for other people to get over. Just if something's black and white or foreign, and you have to read subtitles, or it's really old, you should check it out. And especially if it's from a director like Stanley Kubrick that and you might love. I want to go back and watch all his shit and just see what he did before he did these movies that are so iconic that I hold up. So The Killing is really good. It's definitely an employee pick for me, and something I think you should check out.
Okay. Speaking of foreign movies, Frank.
Yes.
I watched Girls with Balls.
Okay, yeah, very headline-grabbing title. What the hell is it about? Turns
out, Frank, they don't have balls.
Okay.
They're just girls.
On a volleyball team, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that really has anything to do with the fucking movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're on a volleyball team. So it's a fucking terrible movie. Let me just start off with that.
If it's terrible, I'll give you some time to trash it.
This could kind of fall in line with maybe a Tucker and Dale type situation.
Yeah.
One of those, that's, horror comedy.
You got to remember, I'm just going to stop you real quick. People do this all the time. There's Tucker and Dale, and then before that, there was Shaun of the Dead. Most of these horror comedies fucking suck. It's just, you think, maybe it'll be another.
There's a couple out there.
Yeah. The
Cabin in the Woods was I think that was a horror comedy.
Every 5 years, maybe. And they put out dozens of them every year. It's hard to do. It's hard to be scary and fun.
Whatever. I tried, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Don't fucking discourage me from trying.
I am trying to save you time, man. But go ahead. Tell us how awful this movie is. Entertain me.
I'm pretty sure they just, they used, water and some red coloring or something as blood. And it was pretty funny to watch that. So they initially lay it out as there's a dynamic within the group where there's this one bitch, and there's the nerdy chick, and there's some other, some dynamics. There's definitely treachery afoot as they're chased through the woods because they break down somewhere by some weird group of people. I'm not really sure what happened to some extent, but I think the coach was pretty fucking solid. He was just this dude who was like, man, I get paid enough for this shit, but I guess I'm going to have to murder these people. So that was kind of straight. No, all in all, pretty shitty, terrible movie. And don't waste your time. These girls with balls are awful.
All right. Good. Thanks for saving us all the time. I continue to try to watch good movies this week, as I saw Good Boys in theaters.
You're so fucking clever, Frank. Ha 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 ha.
If you have a screen that is connected to the internet or television, you've probably seen this trailer, because I've seen the trailer for Good Boys 50 times probably, and I'm starting to get exhausted with the idea of the movie. It's about 3 6th graders that are their friendships being tested, and they're growing up in different ways. They're going in different directions. One of them is the mature moral compass, and his parents are getting divorced. The other one struggles with his masculinity, and he's a singer, and he's starting to let bullies determine his path, and he kind of wants to quit his pursuit of being a singer because it's considered girly. And then there's the one that's into girls before everyone else, and it's about how they're at this point in their life where their friendship is being like tested for the first time. And I thought that was really cool. But this movie is more of an action comedy than like a sweet story. Especially the first half of the movie is fucking like 85 miles per hour. It is so fast and hard hitting. It's just trying to beat you up with jokes. And the crowd I was with fucking loved it. It's one of the better crowds I've been to in a long time. Was this Good Boys crowd.
Now, is this super bad fun, in that line of...
I didn't find it as funny as super bad. I thought it was pretty funny and pretty sweet, so I enjoyed it overall. Like, it's definitely an employee pick for me. I dug what it was doing.
Yeah, I want to see this.
It is, for me personally, and I have a dark sense of humor, but just seeing, like, kids say and do those things at first was a little jarring, and I think they used it as kind of a creative license to be inappropriate and say, the things that they got away with because they're kids. It's like the South Park thing,
Right,
If adults are making the same jokes, like, this movie is fucking offensive, like, it's, sadistic. But, it's, for all we saw in all those different trailers, there's still a lot of cool stuff in there you haven't seen, and... I think it's worth checking out. It's funny. It's sweet. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that one. It's on my list. So I checked out Rockos Modern Life, the short movie on Netflix that they released. And I don't know are you a fan?
I'm not. My friend was talking about this, and I was like, let me know if I could enjoy this without being a fan. I just missed the boat on Rockos.
Yeah, you wouldn't enjoy it as much, I don't think, because there's so much that they bring from the original. It is the original show almost brought back. It's in a sense, and the characters are right there. It actually really kind of brought me back to my childhood, and I was just like, oh man, all of it, but the jokes are still very good and adult ridiculous, and just all you have to think about, Frank, while watching it is these are the exact same jokes that they used and released on Nickelodeon X amount of years ago, and and you'll see like, holy fuck, this is kind of what kids grew up on. It's very good. It's a perfect installment in that world, and I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. But so the situation generally, it's about Rocco, Filbert, and Heifer have been stuck in space for the last 20 years, floating around in orbit, just watching the same Fatheads movie over and over again, which they just love the Fatheads. It's a part of the original show, but the tape gets ruined, and then they figure out that the remote to send them back to Earth has been stuck in Heifer's ass for the last 20 years. So they finally get back to Earth, and they're in the new century, of course, and everything's different, and the jokes that are used and the relation to how people are today and compared to kind of where we were at the time and somewhere in the mid-90s. It's really fun, and if you saw I hope it makes people watch the original show because it was very, very good and classic, and I think it holds up. Honestly, it makes me want to go watch watch the original show because Rocco's all like fighting change the entire time, and eventually learns maybe some change is okay and that kind of situation, but it's fun.
Interesting, yeah. They're doing the same thing with Invader Zim, and I'm interested in that one. I was starting that one. I was like, I need to like be in the right mood, maybe be high on something when I watch this.
Rocko's Modern Life, you would probably really enjoy in that manner. It's very ridiculous. It's over the fucking top.
Yeah, the thing is interesting because they, like you said, this movie, it's a Nickelodeon cult classic, and now you want to watch the show, but the show's not available anywhere. Like, it's really hard to find.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
I find everything.
But you think someone would tie that in?
I would agree. You would think maybe 1 month from now they would just put all of Rocco. Do they do that? Does Nickelodeon they ever drop? That would be so great. I would totally love to watch episodes of like Double Dare and that arcade show. If Nickelodeon just sold a bunch of shows to Netflix to rewatch classics, oh man.
I mean, it would be along the lines of what they're doing with The Office and Friends. So maybe these movies are a test case. Like maybe that's what they're doing.
Could be. Yeah. Could be. Hopefully.
But yeah, no, Invader Zim is on Hulu, those 2 seasons, but Rocco's is really hard to find.
Yeah, such a good show, though. Just so much fun. So, yeah, and then I finished up watching other ridiculous things. Sextuplets.
Yeah, dude, you watch some random shit. I feel like these are all Netflix, too. You should not feel like opening any other apps this weekend. You're just like,
pretty much is where I was at.
You're just surfing the Netflix menu, whatever they're offering you, which is why we have this podcast, so people don't do that, and we help them out.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that so you don't have to.
You're a cautionary tale. Go ahead, tell me about Sextuplets, because it looks dumb.
It does look dumb. It is kind of dumb, but I love that Marlon Wayans is going for these takes of his own attempted world similar to what Eddie Murphy used to do.
He's trying to Norbit. Is this more Norbit or is it this Nutty Professor?
Nutty Professor. I don't know. I really fucking hated Norbit more than anything in the world. I thought it was just. I remember when they released that we worked at Blockbuster and people were renting it, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, people bought it. I mean, people bought it pre-owned.
They'd buy it.
They'd rent it, but like, you know what?
Watch this more than once.
Yeah, there's probably people.
You know what? I'll take your $23.59, sir. Thank you very much.
People probably get couples like when had a date and watched Norbit and then fucked during it or after it.
Yeah, it's a movie that you never watch all the way through. I guess you're like, because it just puts you in the mood. Some giant. Yeah, no.
I want to check the consensus, the U.S. consensus, like how many children were named Norbit that year.
Hopefully none. You should look that up.
I know.
So yeah, Sextuplets was Marlon Wayans' attempt at a good. I mean, it's the basis of the movie is that he finds out that his long lost mother had fucking like 1 million children. Sextuplets. It's way more than necessary, and they go around finding them, and they're all fucking Marlon Wayans and some dumb shit. Some of them more believable than others, but they're all ridiculously his face. But I think it was well done. It could have been, for when you play that many characters, it could have been a lot worse off than it ended up being, I would say. It's not as good as, say, White Chicks or anything like that, which I hear they're doing a second one. But I don't know. I just like Marlon Wayans. I like him trying things and just. I don't think he's always trying to just cash checks as much as he just tries to put different types of humor and comedy out in the world. They don't always stick or always take, but I think he's just a guy that's out there trying different things constantly and different character performances. We don't have as many people doing that kind of stuff nowadays where somebody will play 6 different characters. There's a few that can actually feasibly do it. So that's really all I respect about it, is that you got somebody trying to put out things. They're not all winners, but good for him for still trying to put on like an 8-character fucking play at that point.
There are less than 100 in the United States named Norbit since 1880, so it's not a popular name. Gender unknown, so there's could be a,
you can be a girl or a boy Norbit.
Yeah.
It's like a Nidorino from Pokemon. You could just be Nidoran. You could be Nidoran female, or you could be Nidoran male.
Yeah, I guess you could. Norbit could be the name of the future. All right, continuing on in this podcast with the third and thankfully final segment of the podcast, What to Watch This Week. It's what the kids call WTWTW. Netflix has a documentary called American Factory coming out this week about a post-industrial Ohio situation where a Chinese billionaire opens a new factory in the husk of an abandoned General Motors plant, hiring 2,000 blue-collar Americans. Early days of hope and optimism give way to setbacks as high-tech China clashes with the working-class America. That just sounds interesting to me. But
yeah. How do you know they all have blue collars, though?
Moving on. Hulu has Mission Impossible Fallout this week. Also, it's on Prime. I think Mission Impossible Fallout is the best action movie of this decade.
Frank fucks this movie every night. and then cuddles with it, and then has like 20 minutes of pillow talk.
It's awesome, and it's why I have faith in this Top Gun remake, because Tom Cruise is a fucking lunatic and should probably be locked up, but his sacrifice,
still starring in action.
His sacrifice for his art is unprecedented. No one's on his level. There's also a documentary out on Hulu this week called Hail Satan. Have you heard about this one?
I believe so, yes.
Have you heard this? Have you seen this, Josh?
I haven't. Have you heard this? Have you seen this? Did you want to talk about this? What is your opinion, sir?
Don't take my character and then do that character.
I'm going to do whatever fucking character I want.
This one's a look at the quick rise and influence of the controversial religious group. Aren't they all controversial? Known as the Satanic Temple. This is the part where they get those statues of like the horn dudes in, government facilities and stuff. So I appreciate their sense of humor, and I'm curious about this documentary to see like how it got started and what their purpose is.
What about the Flying Spaghetti Monster Church?
They should get their own movie too. My buddy's a Pastafarian.
Yeah, Pastafarians.
Yeah, my late Aunt Ethel's a Pastafarian.
Yeah, I'm a gluten-free Afarian.
Wow, dude, not funny, but you cracked yourself up. I appreciate. The only thing I appreciate about that joke is how much you were amused by your own joke.
That's all that's ever important, as I recall.
I agree. HBO, The Righteous...
I give a fuck about your opinion. Where would I be in this world?
Tonight and subsequent following Sundays, The Righteous Gemstones, Season 1 of hopefully many, that follows a world-famous televangelist family with a long tradition of deviance, greed, and charitable work. I am super fucking excited about this. And it's my pick of the week if we're still doing that, if we ever did that. But
I don't know. I don't think we did, but that I still really want to see this as well. And while we're at HBO, bring back some Eastbound and Down or some Principles or some shows that were just so fucking good. You should probably have them for 10 seasons like fucking Game of Thrones, you idiots.
Well, this is the Danny McBride and, Jody Hill that works with him. That's what they do. They do the short... I think it's more an artistic choice than HBO.
Yeah, that's probably true, and it just pisses me off because they're just so damn good sometimes. You just don't want them to end, but I understand some things have to come to an end.
Yeah, this one seems to really have that potential. You got Danny McBride in here, John Goodman, Walter Goggins, the dude from Workaholics, I believe, is in it also. Mm-hmm. It just looks
Ike Barkowitz or the other one.
Yeah,
oh wait.
Adam,
not Ike Barinholtz.
Whatever the fuck.
I know what you're talking about. Adam Levine.
Yeah. It's just my type of fucked up humor, and I'm really excited about it.
Speaking of things, did you watch any more Dirk Gently?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. It's 2 episodes down, baby.
Oh, so you just watched one more episode.
Yeah. We're getting there. Okay. Yeah. I didn't want to bring that up in the middle of the podcast. We can fight later about it. On rental VOD, Brightburn, the story of, basically Superman, but what if he was like, fuck humanity?
Murder Man.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's a one-note type of movie. It never pretended or claimed to be anything else, but I want to rewatch it. Maybe now knowing what it is, I could appreciate it more the second time around.
Dude, the sheriff scene where he's like, "Get back in the house."
Oh, yeah, the movie is fucking brutal. The gore in it is top-notch. But there's just not much to it besides that, what the trailer offers.
Yeah.
Finally, in theaters, we have Ready or Not, which I'm going to be checking out Thursday. Go off, Queen. Keep singing.
That's the Fugees, bitch.
Yeah, I know. I was calling you Queen. Anyway, this stars Samara Weaving, Adam Brody. The trailer looks really good. This and Knives Out were like my 2 anticipated movies. Post the Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, these are like my 2 most anticipated movies, and I'm really excited for this one this week. It's about a bride's wedding night that takes a sinister turn, Josh, when her eccentric new in-laws force her to take part in a terrifying game of basically hide and seek where you get killed.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Hide or fucking die hiding.
Are you stretching over there, man?
What? No.
Okay, sound like you popped something.
And that's weird.
The other film coming out this week that I think is worth talking about is Angel Has Fallen. Are you following this series of ridiculous movies starring our boy Jerry Butts and Morgan Freeman?
What do you mean by follow?
Do you
Am I watching them?
Yeah, are you watching them?
I am watching them.
Was it London Has Fallen and Olympus Has Fallen? Yeah. These are
Olympus
also
was really good, though.
Brutally violent movies. Like, they don't need to be. Jerry Butler's like a Secret Service guy.
G-Butts.
And G-Butts, man, fucking breaks arms. You see a lot of exposed bones.
He snaps shins and he fucking strangles necks.
Yeah, and I'm watching this, man. I need to get to what's the other one I like? Den of Thieves 2. This is gonna get me to Den of Thieves 2. So I fucking love Den of Thieves. But yeah, Angel Has Fallen. Check out the trailer for it.
Is he the angel?
No, the president is, I believe.
Oh.
I think it's all these weird code names. I think it's probably based off of like Secret Service lingo.
I guess.
But that's 2 movies. I'm gonna try to catch that one. Into it. I might talk my girlfriend into that one because she likes Den of Thieves, so maybe I'll pitch it that way and get away with watching 2 movies in theaters this week. But I'm
sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky. But I'm excited for that one, man. So I'm probably gonna watch those 2 for sure, and I also want to check out the Invader Zim movie. Other than that, I'm just gonna devote all my free time to Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency.
You heard it here first, folks. When we catch him lying next week.
Yeah. How about you? Are you going to watch anything?
Yeah, I was going to probably check out the Zim situation just because. Also, new season of Mindhunter.
Yeah.
I liked the first season, so really down to check that out.
I caught a random episode of that, and it was like season 2, episode 4. Someone was watching. I was like, they're like, I can stop it. I was like, no, let's play it. I'll determine whether or not I'm going to watch the show, and it was really good.
Yeah, it's surprisingly pretty good. And otherwise, I kind of want to go back and visit Kidding. I don't know if you saw any of that with Jim Carrey.
No.
I remember
that. Yeah. HBO or Showtime, yeah.
Yeah. I saw one episode. It was pretty good, and I didn't follow up. So my follow-up was bad there. But I just saw something with Jim Carrey the other day that I was watching where I was like, man, I love Jim Carrey.
Agreed, I do. I would recommend his Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee episode.
Ooh, yeah. He's such a great dude.
Such a weird dude. Such a unique fellow.
Look, man, you can't be the biggest fucking star on the planet and create a personality everyone loves and expect to be that for the rest of your life. Like, people change, you know?
No, I mean, Eternal Sunshine and Man on the Moon are 2 of my all-time favorite movies.
Super, super great movies. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think we nailed it, Frank. In the butt.
Yeah. I think, dead center, right in the middle of the butthole.
Right in the middle of the butthole.
We don't always do it, but this has been a center of the butthole hot episode of.
Oh, man, what did I watch?
Store.
Oh, dude, speaking of buttholes.
Post-credit scene. Go ahead.
Have you seen the new season of Preacher?
No.
That is out and happening right now.
You enjoying that? You enjoying it?
Yeah. So you know Seth Rogen made that show, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's good. And there's a scene. I'm just going to share the scene to make people want to watch it. But are you familiar with the vampire character?
I didn't see any of this yet. Take us there. Pretend like the audience. I haven't seen it.
So homie's been tortured for the last X amount of times because he's a vampire and he can regenerate. And this dude has just been slicing off pieces of him, giving him the full torture treatment. Like, he still feels pain. It's not fun, but he regenerates and he's fine. But they've been torturing the fuck out of him. So finally he escaped and got his, revenge and the fight scene. And then the last final scene between him and this dude, he picks this dude up. You don't know what's really happening. And he kind of just sits him down. He screams in pain. You know he did something with his butthole. We're not sure what yet. And then he says something like, "Can you hear the music, Georgie?" Something like a little clever, whatever. And then kind of like gives him a jolt, and then like his head explodes from the top, like kind of like when Tenacious D in the Mind Exploder.
Holy shit.
And then as the camera pans out as he's walking away, he shoved a rifle up his asshole and then basically made the gun go off inside him halfway and blow out the top of his head.
Ooh.
So
it's brutal.
I just wanted to tell you that about buttholes. And it was pretty violent, but it was good. It was like the guy was a piece of shit. You wanted this death for him. If you haven't watched Preacher, by the way, check that shit out, dude. Good show.
Cool. And yeah, as we're like randomly adding to the podcast, I've been watching Hard Knocks, Oakland Raiders, because I
watch
football.
too, just because HBO.
Yeah, just John Gruden yelling, "Fuck, man!" He says "man" at the end of every sentence. Starts
fucking cussing.
Yeah, every sentence starts with "fuck" and ends with "man," but it's about what's in between those two words that matters.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's feet, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be the grossest thing you can see on TV. If you want gore, Antonio Brown's feet on Hard Knocks. Oh. That's if you want to like lose 10 pounds, just like print that out and put it in front of your refrigerator.
Yeah, watch him picking his feet.
All right, I can't think of a better way to end this center of the butthole episode of the video store. Josh, thanks for joining me. Audience, thanks for listening. Hail Satan. Eat your Wheaties. Good fucking night.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.